Joining us in the studio, I don't want to say an old catch-upper, but MargLinley, welcome.
I am indeed an old catch-upper.
Welcome to the show.
In a new venue.
I know, the new studio. We sort of forget that it's the new studio now because we're coming, in a couple of months, it'll be 12 months since we've been here.
No way.
Yeah. April last year.
Oh,
so, but for you, it's all new and shiny.
New and
very
shiny.
cool. Very cool. Now, Marg, the other day, I'm just, scrolling around on social media. Bim, bam, boom. I see that you have just released your first book.
Indeed, I have.
And then I went over and I had a bit of a read of the synopsis, and it is really intriguing. So tell us everything.
All right. So this book is called Best by Far, and it's Far with a double R, and that's because the main character is Kate Farr, and she is about to go to France. It's a birthday present. Her husband's very generously given her this present and says, "Here you go, sweetie. Off you go to a residential cooking school in France, 2 weeks, everything's included, you don't need anything." So she leaves home, in a bit of a whirlwind, she hasn't cleared her credit card or she's just like, okay, everything's been taken care of. But
That's
she
only
gets
2
there.
weeks.
Yeah, she gets there and disaster has happened. The cooking school is cancelled. She's there without her husband's not answering the phone. There's a bit of a bombshell that her dad, he's got dementia. Is that dementia or is that true? I'm not going to tell you what that is. There are a group of friends, sort of a little bit like a group of yayas that are there, and they're called the Triple Threats. So that's because they're all singing, dancing, tapping, girlfriends from jazz ballet days. They've got something else they have to tell her from home. So she's got to sort out a whole lot of stuff while she's away.
Now, that in itself is intriguing, Daryl. We're all going, yes, that sounds interesting. Oh, but there's more. She ends up in a jail.
Well, she does, and she ends up in a dungeon. She ends up driving a truck through France. And so all of these things which she has to do. And the whole idea behind the book is that, we find ourselves having excuses for the reasons why we don't have why we haven't done things. I'm not talking about Kate Farr now, I'm talking about you and me and everybody 100%. Else, where you're saying, well, I can't do that because the kids need me, and I can't do that because, and I can't,
blah, blah,
and there's all of these
I'd love
reasons.
To do that, but.
Yeah, can't, because people need you. But then what happens when no one needs you anymore? What happens when all of those identities, that mothering one, the working one, the spouse one, you're no longer the netball mum, all of those, your dogs have died, all of
Thanks,
those.
Mark. That's actually made me feel really sad. But anyway, yeah.
Sounds like a country song, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, here you are, and the next step you take is completely up to you and completely about you.
That's exactly right. And because there are no excuses, that becomes really scary when you're in that position where there is no reason for you not to be able to do this thing. And so for me personally, when I left working at the Addy and here, and, it was my dogs who died, and, the kids are well and truly established. And so I was really interested in that idea of all these things that I've said all through my life. Well, I would do that, except, I have to water the veggies, or I have to wash the school shirts.
Feed your magpies.
Yeah, all that. And it turns out the magpies can live without me. Turns out everyone can live
generations.
Yeah, without me. So that's the sort of theme. Who are you when no one needs you?
So this is where the idea of came from. Now, you've done quite a bit of travelling over the past couple of years.
I have.
So that would have provided a lot of fodder for you.
Absolutely, because I've been travelling doing a whole lots of different things. I haven't been swanning about in 5-star places. I've done a bit of 5-starry sort of stuff, but I've also made up things along the way and got by on the smell of an oily rag and taken carry-on luggage and been away for 10 weeks at a time and just relied on my wits, and I've really loved it. And so I thought, I'll put some stuff in a book and here we go. So,
and there you are, the best by far with 2 R's. Now, Marg, if people want to get the book,
yeah, they can go either to my website, which is MargaretLinley.com, or they can just look on Amazon or Ingram Spark or, any of those online things.
so it's an online book at this stage. And Daryl, this is what I love about it, because this means that you could write a book too. Well, anyone can.
Yeah, I could.
Whether it's any good or not is whatever. But
I've got to water the veggies feed.
See, there you are. You've
there
got to
you
come
go.
to work and
but
you've got to do all sorts of things.
What's fantastic is that it's an e-book at this point, and you will eventually publish it and physically publish it. And I just think that's
well,
so
you
cool.
can do with ebooks. You can have a print-on-demand thing, so that you can go, onto these sites and then say, actually, I want to take this to the beach, and so I need a
hard
paper copy.
yeah.
And so, you can do that if you want to. So there's all sorts of things.
Wow.
So it's a funny book and there's some sad parts. But, it's an uplifting kind of a book.
Have you started on number 2?
Yes, it's called Too Far Gone.
Let's stick with the first one at the moment. Best by far, a novel by MargLinley. We'll talk to you when the second one comes out. Check out Amazon or go to MargLinley.com. Marg, thanks for your time today.
Congratulations, Marg. Go you.